know I mentioned Disney a lot in this video, but this goes for every fandom. I mean, when I was deep in the One Direction fandom, there was some heavy competition. It's Jonna, and today I just want to have a discussion with you guys. This is something that I've been thinking about a lot, and it wasn't provoked by a specific thing or specific person. It's just kind of a general thing that I've been thinking about, and this isn't scripted, so whatever I say, hopefully it'll make sense. I'm not counting on it making sense. Hopefully in editing I can kind of piece it together. I'm just kind of gonna talk and see what comes from it. So I've been a fangirl for my entire life, before the term fangirl even existed. Did it exist back in the 90s? I'm not even sure. Regardless of whether it existed or not, I didn't know the meaning of it. But from my earliest memories, I was a fangirl through and through. I genuinely don't remember a time where Disney wasn't a massive part of my life. I'm pretty sure I came out of the womb and I was just like, Disney! And the doctors were probably like, oh, you got a Disney geek on your hands, congratulations. Growing up, I was the Disney fan. Everybody knew that I was the biggest fan. I was the biggest in every school I attended, in every extracurricular activity. There was never really a question of whether or not I was the biggest Disney fan, and I loved that, and I wanted to protect that. And anytime it seemed like somebody else might be a really big Disney fan, instead of embracing that, I was like, no, I need to prove myself. I need to prove that I know the most. I didn't really know why I did, I just knew I had to. And I think that's something that a lot of people experience in fandoms. There's always this competition, whether it's spoken or not, amongst fans. Who's gotten noticed the most? Who knows the most? Who's been to the most concerts? Who's read the most books? Who's seen the movie the most times? There's always a bar raising in different areas. There's always competition in fandoms. And I know that I've been guilty of it. I don't think it's necessarily an intentional thing. I think it's just something that happens naturally. Because when you love something so much, of course you're gonna want to be the best. You love it so much that you want to prove that love. And that makes perfect sense. But it's just something that I've been really mindful of. Lately, instead of feeling like I need to compete with other fans, I've been trying to embrace other fans, because how cool is it that we all love the same thing? I think fostering a community is a really great thing to do within fandoms, and it's something that I've definitely been trying to put into practice. For example, I have a Saucony Jolie fan account, a fan account for the YouTube channel Saucony Jolies. I am obsessed with them. I love them so much. They are my favorite YouTube channel, without a doubt. When I use this fan account, I don't feel that competition. Whenever I see someone else come in, I'm like, yes, this means success for Anna and Jonathan. This is another supporter for them. I love that. Thank you for coming. It doesn't really matter to me if Jonathan or Anna acknowledges someone else, because we are a community and we're all there to support Anna and Jonathan and their family. That is definitely a space where I have let the competition go, and I am just happy to be there and be a part of it. One place that I definitely notice a lot of competition is the Disney fandom. I don't know what it is that makes this fandom so particularly competitive, but it's insane. Like I said, Disney has been my earliest love. I have been so deeply passionate about Disney from my very earliest memory. And like I said, growing up, I didn't need to defend that. I didn't really even need to compete, even though I kind of did compete with people that didn't even really care. Like, just, you know, my friends and stuff that didn't really care about Disney. I still felt the need to prove that I knew the most. But it is such a thing within the online community of Disney fans. It is such a thing. And even the people that aren't partaking in the competitive side still, like, hold up certain fans as being the best. Because maybe they're the most known, maybe they're the most recognizable. As a pop culture content creator that makes content about all the geeky, nerdy stuff I love, I often feel extremely excluded from the Disney community online. I don't really have any other creator friends, especially in the Disney space, and that makes me crazy. If anything was gonna bring out my competitive side, it's that. That feeling of feeling excluded from the Disney online community makes me crave that feeling of knowing that I was at the top. That feeling of when I was in school, everybody knew that the Disney kid was me, without a doubt. And I don't like that. I don't like the idea of having to compete to show that I love Disney, because I do love Disney, regardless of whether I am the most recognized fan or the most noticed fan or the fan that gets to do the most. I am just as valid in my little space here on YouTube and on Twitter and Instagram. I shouldn't have to prove that. I shouldn't have to compete with these people that are more widely known in the Disney community. There's a term amongst the Disney community that we all joke about, and it's pretentious Disney fan. I will admit to you, I am a pretentious Disney fan. People that have known me in real life throughout the years will know that I can be very pretentious about Disney. Very, and I'm okay with that, I guess. I guess part of me is not okay with it because I don't really like making anybody else feel like they need to compete with me. I don't want anyone to look at me and feel like they are less than or that they need to compete with me to prove that they love it. So I do want to just say sorry to anyone that's ever felt the need to compete with me if I've ever made anybody feel like they are less than in any fandom, because it definitely was not intentional and I am now very in tune with it. I think fan competition stinks on ice. It stinks on ice. Take that, Elsa. If you are a fan of something, whether it's Disney, Star Wars, Marvel, One Direction, no matter what level you're at, I think you're awesome. And I think it's awesome that we all love the same thing. Growing up, maybe I was the top Disney fan, but I also didn't really have a community where I felt like I belonged, where I felt like I was surrounded by other fangirls and fanboys. With social media, I can connect with people that love the things that I love, and that is so cool, and we shouldn't feel the need to compete with one another. We should just embrace each other and be happy that we all love the same thing. How cool is it that we have all of these different people that love the same thing? They can all have different perspectives on it. That is so cool, and I love listening to other people's thoughts. So if somebody asked me about starting a channel and trying to break into a fandom, a pop culture space, I would say welcome. I'm so glad you're here. Your thoughts matter, no matter what level you're at, no matter if you've read every single Marvel comic or none of them, no matter if you love the Star Wars prequels or hate the Star Wars prequels, no matter if you've seen every Broadway show or never seen one, no matter if you love 3 Ariana Grande songs or if you love her entire collection, no matter if you've read every single Harry Potter book and spin-off book or have only seen the movies, no matter if you know every little piece of Disney history or you just like watching the movies. Whatever level you're at is valid and awesome, and you're awesome. So I just think we should start thinking about the way that we compete with each other in fandoms, because it is exhausting to constantly feel like you need to be at the top, whatever the top means to you. There shouldn't be a top, there shouldn't be a bottom. There should just be a bunch of people loving something, because that is really cool. So while I might be a very small creator here on YouTube, I like talking about these things. I like talking about Disney and Marvel and Star Wars. They make me so happy. And even if I'm not at the top of the Disney creator food chain, I am happy to be here because I love pop culture, especially Disney, and I don't need to prove that to anyone. I don't know, I hope this makes sense. Please leave your thoughts in the comments below and be nice to each other. I love you all. Stay beautiful, you people. Bye!